Any selection news for us? Scotty Lycett maybe back in the team, or?
Yeah, he'll be in the squad. I mean, obviously because we play Sunday, we'll wait through. We get through to Friday night before we finalise everything. But there'll be 3 or 4 names added to the squad. Drew Lycett will be added to the squad. Mackenzie will be added to the squad. Those type of names will be added to the squad. We're about to go up there now and finalise it, to be honest. So normally I've got some more accurate information, but we've only just finished training.
Do you expect Scotty to play in your 22?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll, it'd be reasonable to think that he'll come back in and play. He's played really well, and we've been selecting on merit all year, and we'll continue to do that.
Is that a Lallum's out or Ryder out for him?
Oh, well, as I said, we'll go through that when we get upstairs. You can be pretty sure there'll be one of the 2 talls, but probably the younger, Pete. He's had some great experience, so we'll look forward to seeing what he can do as he develops as a player.
Are there any boys missing? I saw Tom Cleary wasn't out there today unless he came out later.
Yeah, no, Tom's not out there, so Tom's probably going to miss. Tom's got a sore foot and unfortunately probably won't play this week. But again, as I said, we've got to go through that, and I've got to get all the medical information from a selection point of view in about 5 minutes. But I would doubt that Tom will be out there, which gives Mackenzie a chance. If you're trying to put 1 and 2 together, it gives Mackenzie a chance. So.
Kenzie's in the bars this week. What's he done to impress everyone?
He's had an outstanding month, Trent, to be fair. He's played some really, really good footy. He's been clearly the most dominant defender in the sample over the last month at least, and he deserves his opportunity if it comes.
He's learned to play as a tall?
Yeah, he's been able to play as a tall, and he's done that successfully for us all the way through this year in the Magpies, so he gets an opportunity to come in and play as a tall. Again, it depends on a little bit of what Freo bring, because they're a little unknown.
Just one more on the sore. Was it Charlie was a little bit sore with the calf this week?
Yeah, he was out there and trained. Yeah, he was out there and went through all the training, so we expect he'll be okay.
Has Xavier Dersma recovered from his sore foot?
Yeah, again, trained the whole session through there today. So, again, once I get the update, I'll be pretty comfortable that he'll be okay, but wait until I hear that news from the doctor.
What do you expect from Freo?
Well, the unexpected now, isn't it? That's what happens, and we've seen it all year when it's been a bit volatile in the coaching ranks. So, we expect a little bit of the unexpected from them. And normally, typically, what has happened from what we've seen this year is that the sides who have done that move, the team comes out and plays a little bit more freedom. They take the game on a little bit more. Our challenge is to make sure we don't give them that space to take that game on, because we've got some high quality players out there, and we know how good they can be.
How's the week been, Ken, for you, a person dealing with a loss like that?
Challenging every week when but particularly after a really poor performance. When we've not hidden away from the fact it was a really, really poor performance. We get an opportunity to respond to that on Sunday as best we possibly can, and it's always difficult when you set yourself up to be in a good position and then you play a really poor game. That's the challenge of being involved in this industry.
What about the heat that always comes onto a coach when a loss like that happens? Have you learnt to deal with it? Do you deal with it differently?
Yeah, no, you don't. You have to absorb it because you've got no other choice. You have to deal with it. So I deal with it like anyone else would, and like the rest of our staff. It's not about in particularly me, but it's it's just a challenging time for any football club when you're a little bit off where you want to be, and the questions get asked. We answer them as best and as honestly as we possibly can, and which I think I've done most of this week.
You're quite proactive about that with like the chats that you have about even your own contract. Is that just the way that you've decided is best to deal with it?
Well, I always talk the facts. I've never done anything different. I've always talked as honestly as I possibly could all the way through, and I'll continue to do that, and hopefully for a lot longer. But that's just the challenge that I've faced at the moment.
Ken, on Tuesday you said if you don't make finals, you don't expect to be the coach in the near future. What was your definition of near future?
Oh, well, that was in relation, Theo, to the contract question. Do I have a finals clause in my contract? And I said, obviously, I do. And if I don't make finals at some stage in the near future, and that's not tomorrow or next week or in the next 2 weeks, it's part of what I have to deal with. And if you're not making finals, you run a risk as a coach. I get that. And if that continues for us, I think there's a couple of things that are really clear in my mind, that we've put together a list that gives us a great opportunity going forward. Now, whether we get the opportunity to see that through is the challenge for us as a team and me as a coach.
So near future didn't necessarily mean as near as it sounded quite significantly.
Well, it feels like to me today that near can be very close for a coach.
Your definition,
It can be very close or it can be a fair way away. So I don't know. I don't know, but I do know that the reality is if you don't get to a level of performance that's seen as satisfactory, you eventually lose your job. Now, I'm hoping that's in a fair bit of a fair bit further away than too near.
And
But
Ken, you would love to see it through, at least.
Oh, yeah,
Given the fact that you made so many list changes into last year, and you seem to have a side that is building nicely for
this the team is really connected. There's no problems with the connection between the team. Between players, coaches, all the coaches, not just me. We're really stuck the course, and we've stuck the gene. I'm proud of that. Really proud. We've put together, as you said, list changes. We've done that. But we've got an opportunity on Sunday, and I think that's the only thing I want to focus on now. If I can go away from those questions, I can go back to Sunday. So the importance of Sunday is really important for us, the way we want to play. Regardless of what happens by the time the game starts, I want us to play the right way on Sunday.
Has the board, though, given you any assurances about next year?
That'd be dangerous if they did, but let's talk about Sunday as best we can. I think we've done the other stuff really well, but there's a game to be played for us, and a really important game. We have some hope, and I get that some of that hope's out of our control, but who knows? Come Sunday afternoon, with what this season's done all year, who knows what's going to happen? And all I want to make sure is this team's prepared to play their best football this Sunday.
What do you make of the
Obviously,
industry as a whole, though, that it's already been 4, we're not yet through the end of the season, and there could be some more. What do you make of the coaching landscape at the moment?
I don't know. You're writing the stories, not me so much about it. What are you making of the industry is probably all I'd suggest. Everyone in the industry understands the industry, so that's probably full stop to the questions on that stuff, I reckon.
Obviously, the Crows have to beat the Dogs for you guys to stay a chance, but your total focus at this stage, you've watched it, you'll obviously monitor that game earlier on, and whether you've got a chase percentage or whatever, but at the moment it's just all about beating.
Yeah, Andrew, I just want us to play well. We played really poorly last week, and I want us to make, I want us to respond to a performance that was below par last week, and I think everyone would expect any team that's been in our situation to try and respond. And whether it is or it isn't, the last game we get to play this year is not relevant to me. It's about how we play this week.
How much of an eye can you keep on the Crows game? You have someone sort of following you around with the AFL app? Or?
I'd imagine it'll be splattered around everywhere forever, so it won't take much to keep an eye on it, I don't think, but it's just a matter of, look, again, the reality for us is how we perform, and it's a real challenge whether that game does or doesn't make us live. There's another game that goes on as well. It's not just the Crows game, There's other teams that have got to do some other things too for us. So.
Well, it'll be hard to ignore, Ken. That result. I mean, naturally as a player...
Yeah, of course it is, sir. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it'll be hard to ignore once the time comes. But for us, as I said, the reality for us is, whichever way that is, there's a response for us to play, and an obligation for us to play a proper game of football and give ourselves a chance to either continue on or finish in a strong note, because the season itself has been built around some really significant success, I think, about what we've been able to do, but not the ultimate success.
Can we talk about your emerging list? Carl Amos had a breakout year this year. Are you confident that he will stay?
Yeah, I've said that. I've said I am, but that doesn't mean it's a lock. But as I said before, there's some stuff around what Carl has done and speaks about all the time at the footy club, and I'm really confident that he enjoys his time here at Port Adelaide. I would be surprised if he left, but footy's full of surprises.
Has he given any indication whether he would ask for a trade for the second year?
No, he hasn't. He's been very comfortable. That's why I'm confident that he'll be wanting to be around. So there's certainly been no conversations, which there have been plenty in the past. When Carl's had conversations with me, they've been very honest.
There are other reports, obviously with your contract, but the other one was about the salary cap and that the club was sort of operating below that given off-field circumstances. Do you sort of feel like your hands are tied a little bit, Ken?
No.
You're not being able to sort of...
No, I don't. Look, they're not questions for me, to be honest, to be answering too much. As I said, my questions to answer is either past performance or hopefully future performance. And for us on the footy field, that's what we've got to work through, and I'll work towards that on Sunday again.
Let me just clarify. So on Sunday, will you tell the players of Crows result either way before your game?
It'll be known. I'm sure it'll be all over the ground. It'll be everywhere. I would imagine it'd be nearly impossible for the players to know. But again, my response to the players will be, I don't care. Of course, I want the opportunity, but I don't care. I want us to play a game of football that we can be proud of either way.
So what have you put in place this week to make sure last week doesn't happen again?
Oh well, there's some absolute ownership and some honesty that's required from us as a team and us as coaches and us as players. And that's pretty clear. They've seen what it looked like. They know what it looked like and how bad it felt. I expect them to come out and play with a bit of vigour and ready to go.
Have you worked out why, Ken? Why? What happened?
We got belted in every facet. It's a game where you go, there was almost nothing that we could be pleased about. So the why is simple. We just didn't give ourselves a chance from the very start to basically the end of the game, and that's around contests. You know, if we get belted badly around contests, that's always been a pretty good barometer for us. If you look at our contest stuff, if it's high, we're usually pretty good. If it's off, we usually end up in a bit of trouble.
So is that a lack of hunger, and if so?
No, it's not. Certainly not hunger. You can't question hunger at this time of the year. It's just it's a lack of execution as much as anything, and a dominance of the opposition, who are coming off a pretty nasty result themselves. So, you know, their key midfield people really got hold of the ball early, and that put us on the back foot. And when you chase, you can look really poor.
Ken, how much do you think what happens on Sunday will affect what happens in 2020? Not just with you, with other people around the club, players. Is it too short-sighted to say that's the defining?
Yeah. No, I don't think if it's measured by 1 week, it'd be really, really poor judgment by us as a collective. And it's not, you know, we've got a whole body of work to work out what goes on for the future. You know, as we had in the past, we'll always do that based around a conclusion of the whole season, not just one game.
Has that been lost a little bit this year, Ken? Maybe judged on 4 or 5 years rather than what is essentially quite a new team for this?
Again, that's the judging usually comes from your side of the table, so I'm not sure. I think that most of it is from us. We're really confident in what we've built and what we've gone about and how we've gone about it. So we know we're setting ourselves up for an opportunity.